Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame and Carta.
How's it going there, Sesame and Carta?
It's going.
I'm thinking of changing my name to Whole Wheat Wikipedia.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's not as good as Sesame and Carta, but it's alright.
Just wondering if you'd be okay with that.
I mean, why wouldn't I be? I'm not the decider of, who changes their name or whatever.
I think I'll just stick with Mike, though.
That's fine. Yeah. Just do that.
It's easier. I've had it for all
Mike's
these years.
Good name.
Yeah.
Mike's a good name. It's short, and it's good. Sounds good.
And I mean, the thing is I was named after my dad, so if I changed my name, he'd probably have to change his name, too. And that would not be a good thing.
Why would he have to change his name? Wait, what?
I don't know. I think it's some transitive properties here that I just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like how, like a sort of corporation type thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if like Coke changed its name to Happy Fizzy Drink, then Diet Coke would have to change its name to Diet Happy Fizzy Drink.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like a long word, too. That's like a mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
Diet Happy Fizzy Drink.
Yes.
I wonder if there is, like sometimes, bad translations. Like, I wonder if someone, has a thing called Happy Fizzy Drink somewhere.
They do call them fizzy drinks, I think, in, Australia or New Zealand or somewhere.
So that might actually work.
If any of our listeners are out there listening, let us know what you call, what we call soda or pop over here in the States, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You should look that up. I wonder if there is a company called Happy Fizzy Drink. It actually sounds like that could be a real thing.
Yes, it should
somewhere
be.
In the world.
We'll get back to that after break, maybe.
Yeah.
But for now, how are you doing there, Sesame?
We can skip that question. It's going.
It's going. That's good.
Is it well? No, but it's going. So
medium rare.
The world is spinning.
Yeah.
And I'm inside the world. So that's
the world keeps on spinning.
Yeah.
And like sands through the hourglass, these are the days of our lives.
Yeah. I'll take your word for that because I never really watched that show that much. But
me either. But that's how it opens up.
It does sound familiar. Yeah.
I did have a little obsession with it for like a year, and then I stopped watching it.
Okay.
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
Okay.
But anyways, today on the show, we are covering another unsold television pilot. This time chosen by Matt, a.k.a. Sesame, entitled Area 57. It was a rejected pilot from the NBC network during the 2007-2008 season. And it centers on an Area 51-esque military base and the alien that it houses. And the pilot was not picked up.
Mm-mm.
Here's what the press release said about the show. Taking on the challenge of a classified mission is in a top secret location is hard enough. Throw in a dysfunctional crew that despises you and an alien that makes fun of you, and you've got one bizarre challenge on your hands. So what if Colonel Stephen Isaac's new career move turns out to be more of a punishment than a promotion? He's ready for it. Foul extraterrestrial body emissions? No problem. random objects falling from the sky, he's got it covered. Dirty looks and dirtier rumors, no worries. The laughs are all in a day's work in this unique comedy.
That's a very generous description of the show, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was from the NBC press release for it.
Yeah, that's very generous. The video I saw says 2003, though, so maybe they must have got it wrong.
It looked like 2007 to me.
Okay,
but I don't know.
Yeah, because the video I said says unsold pilot to this YouTube.
Yeah.
So of course, everything on YouTube is true, but
well, everything on the internet is true.
Yeah.
I once saw on the internet that Shirley Temple was actually the leader of the KKK. That's got to be true,
Really?
right?
Really? Did you see that?
No, I'm just making that up.
Oh, okay.
But
I once saw a website that claimed that Barack and Michelle Obama were like clones of like some ancient Egyptian pharaohs or something like that.
That's true.
Yeah, and I forgot the exact theory, but it was a while back when I saw it. It was like 10 years.
But that is true. That is very true.
Oh, okay. So who else? This actually kind of has an all-star cast.
Yeah, I mean you've got Bruce McGill, Jane Lynch, Kelly Yu. You've also got Matthew Lillard as Stephen Isaac, I'm sorry. And you got Paul Rubens as the visitor alien type person.
Yeah.
AKA Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, so, okay. He looked familiar.
Yeah.
I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's from. Anyways, so what happens in this here pilot, Matt?
Stephen Isaacs, he thinks he's going somewhere else, but then he's being driven to this base, and he's given like his briefing. Then the car just drives off, and he's just kind of left there in the middle of this basically dirt road or whatever it is, and looking through his files, and then that's when Jane Lynch's character kind of just gives him like the rundown of what goes on there, and says that they used to test all their atomic bombs there. It says make sure you're not outside when the wind blows south or something like that, or north. I don't remember, because it's safe, just hanging out where atomic bombs were dropped. Pretty good safe zone. He goes in there. He's very eager to prove his his worth or whatever. We find out that this he calls them an extraterrestrial, and then the main guy, I forgot his name. He doesn't like that word. He refers to him as the visitor. That's his word for the extraterrestrial. Apparently, this ET/visitor also too, like, there's a lot of like weird like racial humor here, where it's like, or he might be from China somewhere, or like our Eskimo friend, like he just like changes the race of like the alien, just kind of weird and racist in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of random, but pretty much of that time.
Alien. Yeah, he's an alien, but they're also saying like our Eskimo friend, our Chinese guest, and at one point, Steven Isaac says, "Oh, our Mexican friend." Like suddenly, that one time he says something like he's not allowed to say it. Basically, this alien, like, he kind of just fucks with people. Like, he's got the ability to like convince them of certain things or brainwash them or whatever. Like, and whenever anyone spends like too much time with them to try to get information out of him, like what he's doing here, like what's his plan? Does he have some kind of agenda? He basically makes the person go like mentally ill, and then they gotta send in a new person.
Yeah,
and that's Steven Isaacs. He's a new person, so And we don't really know much about what happened because we only got one episode. But basically, the guy messes with him, doesn't give him any information. He lies to him a few times. He misinterprets a few things he said in order to make him look like he's been saying like sexually inappropriate things. Um, you know, so stuff like that. I don't remember all the details, but that kind of thing going on because you have the stereotypical quote hot, hot lady, in the who works there type of thing, and so like, you know, he called her hot, and so like, the alien's gonna use that against them, that whole thing, it's like, oh, you get it, it's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, the visitor is basically kind of just a jerk. And messing with the general's head. So, yeah, Matthew Lillard's character, Steven's head, basically, making him think that they're friends for a second so then he can let down his guard and say stuff like he thinks that Kelly Hu's character is hot. And then use that against him.
And then says that he got a generous endowment, so then he's trying to imply that he was talking about.
So then Jane Lynch's character comes in and thinks he's talking about his penis.
Yeah, which is not what he meant at all. He's talking about studying, getting money to study, further his studies, whatever.
I forgot to ask you before we started this, though. What did you think of this pilot?
I didn't really like it that much.
No, I thought it had potential, but I think it kind of sucked.
Yeah, it's something I really wouldn't watch.
No.
Even back then, probably wouldn't watch it.
I mean, it was kind of ahead of its time in certain ways, but also behind the times in other ways.
Yeah.
Oh wait, here's why this is okay. So earlier on Wikipedia, I was looking at things and they had it messed up where they had Kelly Hu's character. It might be fixed by the time people listen to this or whatever, but they had Kelly Hu's character listed as being played by Kelvin Yu, a completely different Asian actor who is also in the thing as Private Sims. So the kind of like brown nosing guy that was in there, that's Kelvin.
Oh, okay.
Kelly's the attractive person in the show. Not that Kelvin isn't attractive, he might be, but you know what I'm just saying. So it's just yeah, but they somehow had it messed up where Wikipedia has it screwed up that they're linking them as the same actor. And I'm like, okay.
Well, since we're dealing with like space and secrets of the universe, maybe they are the same person, but from like multiverse, and then one was pulled from the other, but they both live in the same world now, but they don't know that they're the same person.
Or it's an extreme case of racism where they don't even notice the sex of the actor.
Yeah, well, that could be it too.
Yeah.
I mean, they think the alien might be Chinese for some reason. Even though he doesn't look remotely Asian, so I don't know. Well, then that's weird. That'd be like double racism because either at the same time they can't tell Asians apart, and at the same time they don't know what an Asian person looks like. So it's like a double entendre, like like what the heck? Oh, by the way, so at one point, like this alien, apparently what he likes to eat is caviar and straight vodka by itself, and then he farts real bad. And they close all the doors, so then Steven has to be the only person who smells the fart, and then he almost throws up because of it.
That's top-notch humor right there, my friend.
Oh yeah, fart humor is totally. And then at one point, as of right now, I'm watching it with the sound turned off. He sees a spaceship and he touches it, and then he gets this huge electric shock because of it.
It's a spaceship that they have yet to. They find out later that they have yet to even be able to enter because they haven't found the door to it.
Yeah, which is weird because it's not that big of a spaceship.
It is interesting too, though, because the spaceship kind of reminds me of the spaceship from Flight of the Navigator, which also features Paul Rubens as an alien. So yeah,
Maybe that was like
the voice of an alien. Yeah, so
that could have been like a meta thing that they were going for back then or whatever.
yeah.
So yeah, he gets shocked by the spaceship. That they can't find the door on, and then he jokes the main general jokes like, "Oh, we should probably put a a sign up there to say that not to touch it." And it's like yeah, we should. And it's like that's supposed to be like another funny thing, like, "Oh, you get it? They've been here for like 40 years, and they still haven't put a sign up. Get it? Get it? It's like a shoestring operation. Get it?
Yeah.
Nobody knows what they're doing here. Get it?"
I mean, the premise of the show isn't bad. It's just the humor is really bad. It's like
stupid.
Yeah, it's well shot. It's very funny. Visually cool looking, but it's like, yeah,
like there's too much going on that they're trying to throw in the first episode. This should have been drawn out by like 3 episodes or so.
Yeah,
especially too how short the episode is, only like 20 minutes long.
Yeah,
and which is weird because most shows go at least like 22 minutes or what 20.
Yeah, it's usually around 21, 22. But
so this is really 30 seconds or a minute shorter than usual, and
it could be because they didn't have any opening credits or anything, so that might have padded it out.
And he's like sitting there playing chess all the time by himself, the alien.
Yeah,
and it's like I guess that's supposed to symbolize that he's like playing chess, in his mind or whatever. Like,
and it's weird for a show with with Jane Lynch and Kelly Hu and Bruce McGill and Matthew Lillard and Paul Rubens for it to like totally just kind of suck.
Yeah, well, they just don't play well together. I don't know, or maybe the writing was because like Matthew Lillard's he's really good, like even like improv, because like when he was he did that thing and He's All That, like that was really funny.
Yeah,
like he was only there for like a couple hours when he filmed all that or something. Like
he was there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, so wow. So he just did all that, and like his sarcasm was on point. I mean, it was really good, really great.
He was there for the length of the episode of the show, and
pretty much.
Yeah,
he did all the lines just like that. I mean, they were delivered very well too. It wasn't like just like a phoning it in. I mean, or he may have been phoning it in, but if that is Matthew Lillard phoning it in, then
he's an underrated actor. He's really good.
Yeah.
I'm in a movie with him. I may have brought this up in a previous episode, but yeah, I'm in the movie Home Run Showdown with him. Yeah,
you have brought this up in several episodes. Actually, you're kind of bragging about it, but
yes, I am. And you know what? That means I'm better than everybody in the world, and everybody must bow down to me when they see me.
So I'm bowing down right now, but you can't see because I don't have video.
Well, I think you should get on the video of the Zoom call just so I can see you bowing down to me.
No, that's all right.
And you need to have a fake pair of my feet there so you can kiss them.
No. So he goes in there and tells the alien that nobody likes him.
Yeah.
And then the guy pretends to cry, and then so Steven feels sorry for him, as though like he's gonna fall for that trick. Like, really? It's like, dude, they literally just told you that this guy's been giving you nothing for 40 straight years, and you think by telling him that nobody likes him, that's gonna like finally break him down? Really? Come on. And then he gives him like this like diamond, or not a diamond, like a crystallized rock or something.
Yeah, it's from his home planet or whatever.
And I was worried. I thought this was like going to be like his poop, because like they were.
Oh my god! I thought the same thing. That's funny.
Well, just because they already had the humor before, like the farting and stuff.
Yeah, so that's where I thought they were going with it. That it was going to be revealed to be a piece of shit.
Like he gave him his poop, type of thing, and no, it just turns out to be some kind of toxic whatever, because they like put it in some container or whatever, and then like his hands all like blackened after it or whatever, and then what else happens? He like comes back. He's all like dressed like in his regular street clothes or something. I don't remember. And then
Yeah, and the general is Bruce McGill's character is golfing, and the alien is out playing basketball or something, and somehow is able to drop a jeep on the golf clubs of the general. Yep. Like
so
you do.
He's dangerous. So he must have pulled this trick before with the crystallized rock. They know
because they knew what it was.
Yeah. So I wonder who he played that on. Why don't they just kill him? I mean, at this point, it's been like 40 years, and obviously he can die because apparently he did die, but spilling coffee on him somehow made him alive.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for diplomacy, but eventually, if your person you're trying to be diplomatic with is a complete asshole,
right,
like this alien or Putin, you should just kill the asshole.
Or maybe he can't be killed. I'm talking about the alien. Alien. Or maybe that's why. Maybe he pretended to die to get everyone to leave, so then he could just finally just leave the compound and just do whatever he wanted. Go back home, on spaceship or whatever. Because maybe they imprisoned him. It kind of does actually look like that. So think about it. It kind of has the right to mess with them because technically he's like their prisoner. I mean, they give him his caviar and vodka and shit, but technically
Russian vodka, right? Oh, I'm joking.
Well, it could have been Russian. This was 2007, so I don't know. Probably. Man, you can make vodka pretty much on your own. Really.
I know. I'm just joking.
Actually, I think it's legal to. I actually looked this up a while back. I think it's actually legal to make your own vodka, in bulk, but it has to only be a certain amount of pounds or something like that for personal use.
Interesting.
There's certain regulations, I think, of how potent it can be. I don't know. It's been a while since I looked it up because a few years ago I was looking for a hobby and I just thought, I don't know, would it be cool to make vodka? I don't know.
You should have dove headfirst into that. Not the vodka itself, but to the making of vodka. And maybe today everybody would be buying Sesame and Carta vodka, and
Oh, I like that sesame. And then it has a little thing on the cap that says "Open Sesame."
Yes.
Oh man, yeah, that would have been great. Oh,
I think you should go with this, Matt. Anyways, do you want to take a quick break and we'll find we'll listen to our sponsors. Maybe one of them's a vodka company. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll be right back.
No Outlet Live.
Hey, I'm Jay Remy, host of No Outlet Live. If you're in a podcast that explore any and everything, check us out. We stream anywhere you listen or watch podcasts, or just type No Outlet Live, one word, in your Google search bar to find the show. Live Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. No Outlet Live, your road to boredom ends here. Do you like Tessa? Do you think this will be a date that can last?
Well, she's not very articulate.
And we are back. And so there is nothing called happy fizzy drinks. So I think that should be the new thing. Along with your vodka, you should also make Sesame and Carta happy fizzy drinks.
Yeah.
For all the kiddies.
Or just anyone that likes, fizzy drinks,
Why not specifically gear it towards kids and help them rot out their teeth?
I don't know. I guess.
Kids don't need teeth.
No. That's terrible. No, of course they do.
Oh, yeah, they do. Never mind. I'm sorry. So anyways, this show only has one review on the Internet Movie Database. Would you like me to read it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. This is a 7 out of 10, written by Martin Haffer, our good friend, we've read several reviews from on these unsold pilots. I'm pretty sure he watches everything we watch.
Yeah.
But usually like 2 years before we do.
Right, yeah, and just writes the reviews.
Yeah. He should have started a podcast.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this for any reason, Martin Haffer, you're welcome to come on the show and give us your review.
Yeah.
Or write us and let us know. It's mike@cullenpark.com. Okay, so there was some potential here, he says. Area 57 is a pilot for a rejected television series. It can be found on YouTube. It stars Matthew Lillard as Colonel Isaac, a man who has been selected for a very special mission. It seems that an alien was captured 40 years ago, and he's in Air Force custody. And Isaac is going to be working with his alien, Paul Rubens. The problem is that the more time Isaac spends with it, the more he comes to realize that the alien is a really annoying jerk. In some ways, this show is similar to Elf, but without a puppet, and with the alien being even more annoying. It might have been fun to see where this could have gone had the series been approved. Interesting and never dull. This is worth a look. So that's a 7 out of 10. He kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. More than we did. It was very of its time, though. It's my thoughts on it. What other thoughts do you have here on this, Matt? Anything?
Not really. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Huh?
I said it is what it is.
It's just like, yeah. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't have watched it in 2007 or 2003, whatever.
Yeah.
It was. I'm thinking probably 2007 seems the more accurate year, just by the style of it.
Yeah, this seems also right around the time where people were discovering Jane Lynch.
Yeah, she was in a few things, before that, obviously, but she was at 40-Year-Old Virgin. She was in A Mighty Wind.
Yeah.
Those were all, 2003, 2005.
Yeah.
And, of course, Glee came out in 2008. So.
Yeah, and then she was in The Rocker with.
Yeah, that's right.
With Rainn Wilson. Yes. Rainn Wilson, who, by the way, I just learned is going to be playing Dr. Demento in Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Oh, okay. Who's Dr. Demento?
Dr. Demento was a DJ who would play like funny type songs and stuff like that throughout the country. He had like a syndicated show.
Oh, okay.
And he was basically Weird Al Yankovic's idol and basically discovered him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Weird Al is, of course, being played by Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe.
That's hilarious that he's playing.
Yes.
I just think that's hilarious.
It is.
Yeah. D-Dot, yeah.
So,
I don't know why I just said that, but
yes. But I actually can't wait for this movie to come out. So.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, any other final thoughts on anything in the world, Matt?
I got a lot of thoughts, but I don't know if they're safe to say on air. But
yes.
I think besides just doing a generic, "Oh, war is bad, man. Peace, man." I think invading countries is terrible. No matter who does it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh, one country does it, it's fine, the other country is bad. No. I'm very consistent about that.
What if it's a single human being?
What do you mean?
Like if I just decided to invade Canada myself.
I mean, you probably wouldn't win because it's just one person, but
You wouldn't stand behind me as my friend?
No, I don't know if you invaded or tried to invade a sovereign country, but I would just say, try to if you are interested in this, which a lot of people are, because frankly, I hate to say it, but it's true.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's just because Ukrainians, European country, they all look white. So I'm just putting that out there. That does seem to be,
Yeah, it seems like
yeah,
more people are concerned about this than they were about, like, Bosnia and
Yemen. Right, yeah, Yemen, for example, with Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
is doing it in Yemen. So, and again, I'm just saying it's a fact. I'm not going to say any more than that. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
You can do what you want with that fact, but it's still a fact. But anyway, but the fact that is a fact doesn't then take away from the fact that Ukrainians, are going through, a terrible
hell.
ordeal. So like multiple things can be true at the same time. I know a lot of people struggle with that because they've been taught to think in very binary terms about pretty much everything, not just international affairs, but just life in general. But my advice would just be try to go past that barrier of thinking that only one thing can be true. Like
just like, it is actually possible in this country for regular medicine to be inexpensive or free, as well as the COVID-19 vaccine. Not one or the other, but for some reason, I'm sorry. Anyway, so
right. So like
Yeah.
So like my thing would just pray for Ukraine if you're religious minded. Try to donate if you can, donate some money to the various different causes for like aid, for example. Try not to get wrapped up in propaganda, regardless of what side you're on.
Yes.
I'm definitely on the Ukrainian side for obvious reasons. Because I know for a fact that Vladimir Putin is a right-wing authoritarian leader. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who claim to be on the left wing but are just obvious stupid morons who just buy whatever Russian propaganda they see, and automatically that makes them left wing. I'm like, no, it just means you're left wing, but yet you follow propaganda of a government that's even more right wing than the American government is, which makes you a complete moron. But okay, because the Russian state media is saying that the Ukrainians are Nazis, and so Putin is just taking out Nazis. Well, wait, but Ukraine's president's Jewish, so what? And then it's like, oh well, it's still Nazi, but it's led by a Jewish guy who supports the Nazis. Well, wait a minute. If Nazis, by the definition, hate Jews and they want to kill Jews, so why would they elect a person that they want to kill but haven't killed yet? I just does not compute.
Well, this is the same world where I saw a video the other day where some guy was trying to say that Joe Biden is not president, but yet still at the same time tried to blame him for gas prices.
Right, yeah, exactly. So it's that sort of cognitive dissonance. So I would just push back against the propaganda, and that even includes Ukrainian propaganda, because, like, for example, I saw somewhere where like someone was claiming that like Ukrainians have already killed 9,000 Russian troops or something. Like, no, that's no way it's possible. Like, so like, and then Russia will say like, oh, well, they've only killed like 20 of us. So it's like, okay, obviously
somewhere in the middle there.
Not even that, but just obviously it's not. It's obvious sometimes, propaganda, but no, like definitely what's going on is an invasion that's unprovoked. Ukraine has done nothing against Russia whatsoever. They're not, as Putin says, quote, denazifying Ukraine, which I've already said is nonsense, because not only is it nonsense because it's not true, but it's nonsense because Vladimir Putin for the past 15, maybe 20 years has been funding and supporting far-right and sometimes explicit Nazi groups throughout Europe. So by that own logic, he would need to invade the countries where he supports Nazis as well as Ukraine, which makes no sense at all. Also, there are Nazis in Russia. So that means Putin's got to turn around and then invade his own country to, quote, denazify it? Like, how does that make any logical sense at all? It doesn't.
Somebody needs to, like, maybe the people that did Mr. Clean or something, they need to get working on a denazifier. Like something you just spray in the air and it...
like part of the reason is like there's like a kernel of truth to all propaganda, right? So yes, there are Nazis in Ukraine just as there are Nazis in every country, and there are Nazis that are in the military just as there's Nazis in the American military.
I mean, as long as it's not the people behind Bleach, because that's really too white in the end.
So whatever. I'm just saying. Don't believe the propaganda, especially the Russian propaganda, because in this case, that's the invading party. So that's the propaganda that you need to look out the most for. That doesn't mean give every other propaganda a pass, but this is clearly Russia or Vladimir Putin is clearly the aggressor in this particular situation going on in the world right now. There's no other way to say it. People can try to church it up all they want. This is the actual facts on the ground. You might like that fact because you like Russia, whatever, but that still doesn't change the reality. That's all I got to say about that. So,
okay.
Yep.
And so, like, if an actual alien ever lands on our planet, there's going to be issues. I can just tell from the fact of wars we have here between humans. So,
for certain.
So, anyways, where can people find you on the internet?
Nowhere, really. I don't know. Just my, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have any pages. What's that?
Yeah, so they can find us, though, on the Facebooks, on the Twitters, on the TikToks, on the Instagrams, or just go to all2real2.com and you can find all the links to all those things.
Yep.
And please check out our Patreon. You can give us a little scratch and help us out here. Also, if you want a nice, cool All2Real2 t-shirt, go to our TeePublic. All that'll be linked in the show notes. Let us know what you thought of this episode, too. Send me a message at mike@cullenpark.com. Help out people where you can in the world. Be safe. Wear a mask if you have to still. Wear a condom. And until next time, from your good friends Mike and Sesame, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.